This is Steve Young for the Co-Roundtable. I'd like to bring your attention to two new books which I saw reviewed in the recent Economist magazine. One book called Limitarianism by a Dutch writer, Ingrid Robins. The other is called Enough by Luke Hilliard from the UK. These two authors propose that because very wealthy people are bad people and they do bad things, we shouldn't have very wealthy people. I haven't heard this expressed, I think, since the early days of, Karl Marx maybe, getting rid of the proletariat, or Lenin or Trotsky, or certainly Mao Zedong, Pol Pot in Cambodia. But the issue is that why are they bad? They're bad for the environment with their private jets and occasional holidays in space. They aggravate housing shortages by owning multiple homes. Some of them buy political influence. Some are corrupt. Some acquired their property in unenlightened ways. So a good, just society requires cutting the rich down to size. Well, there's sort of two questions that come up. How much is enough? So the lady from the Netherlands proposes that no one should have more than 10 million pounds or euros total. So then the next question is, well, if I happen to have 20 million pounds or euros, what are you going to do? You're going to take it away? You're just going to confiscate it? Are you going to tax it away? What are you going to do? And then who are you going to give it to? Next question. For Luke Hilliard, he thinks that the threshold should be what is now the bottom of the top 1% of taxpayers, which is roughly 180,000 pounds a year, or 330,000 US dollars. Now, I can easily admit that on $330,000 a year in America, you can live pretty well. But on the other hand, the same question. So is that the right number? I mean, why not 500,000 a year? Why not $1 million a year? What if these people give a lot to charity? And then the question is, how are you going to take it away? But the real question, I think, out there, which these two books apparently seem to overlook, is human nature. Who's going to have the power to take it away? And if you give people, it has to be the state, and they have to be supported by the police force to enforce things. If someone's going to act out, they've got to be arrested, put in jail, their property has to be seized, whatever it is. So you're going to give a lot of power to some people in government. And what happens when you give power to people? Lord Acton said, power corrupts. Absolute power corrupts absolutely. The track record of badness is not limited just to wealthy people. In fact, I've experienced some people who are not very wealthy who are also not so good. Badness kind of comes with who we are, right? Isn't that why we want to talk about morality, ethics, raising kids well, checks and balances in government? I also like this other quote by Lord Acton, which I actually have on a magnet, which I stick on my refrigerator door. And remember, where you have a concentration of power in a few hands, all too frequently, men with the mentality of gangsters get control. History has proven that.